So how would you differentiate between love and lust?
I encountered two very old, maybe 80 years old, Caucasian women. I guess I sat on something. I had a tag on my butt. They were standing behind me, and it almost looks like you have a price tag that you're for sale.
Oh my God.
Do you mind if I take it off? And I said, oh, thank you so much. But she said, but guess what? She said, but if you are for sale, I'm buying.
You should have took one for the team.
Thanks for the offer, though. I wouldn't sell him for $1 million.
I mean, that stuff's been happening since I was a kid. I mean, I used to live in an apartment building, and the lady on the first floor used to have sex with her Doberman Pinscher.
All right, okay.
So listen.
Oh no! I gotta say something.
I'll tell you the truth. I mean, we were kids. We all knew when the dog. We all knew what the dog was doing.
While the dog made noise.
Oh yeah. The
dog.
Oh!
No! We got to stop.
Police said my Dobie was safe.
Woo!
You are entering the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Let's talk about mental health. Lisa.
Hello. Good night, my urbanites. How are you all doing? You have entered the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. Tonight we have a awesome show as always. We're talking about open marriages. Like, do you think having relations with someone else, now you're given permission, having relations with other people than your spouse is acceptable? Like, are you for that? Are you against it? So we're going to dive into the concept of open marriages tonight. It's going to be light. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very educational. You're going to learn a lot. I have a special guest. He was on last week. He's on tonight. His name is Sean LaCon, my husband. We're going to have an awesome time. But before we get into that, I need you to subscribe to this channel. I need you to like. I need you to share. And I need you to tell people about Urban Twos for Change Network. Also, if you want, you can join. There's a little join button, a little blue one at the bottom. You can join different levels. $2.99 a month. That's suite number one. Urban suite number one, $2.99 a month. Urban suite number two is $6.99 a month. And urban suite number three, that's our penthouse, for $24.99 a month. Now, if you join, you have an opportunity to get this book. I read this book within days, like 2-3 days, Seeking Science by Dr. Jennifer Payne Parrish. Listen, or if you send me an email, urban2sforchange@gmail.com, urban2sforchange@gmail.com, you too can get this book signed by the author. Listen, she's scheduled to be here next week in the Urban Suite talking about her journey, her trials, her tribulations, all of that stuff as a Black female scientist. How does she navigate through those murky waters? You're going to find out right here in the Urban Suite. So when we come back, we're going to have our guest, Mr. Sean LaCon, after our missing word. Oh, I'm sorry, after our missing person. I said our missing word. Oh, Lord. Anyway, we'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, so we are back in the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon, and now is our missing person segment. Every time I do a live, I have to do a missing person segment, and tonight is no exception. Let's see, who do we have? We have from Indian Trail, North Carolina, Lauren Hill. Listen, my North Carolinians, what do you all call yourselves? North Carolinians? I need you to look at her face, this picture. I need you to share this information with folks that live near Indian Trail, North Carolina. Let's begin. She's been missing since October the 13th, and today is what, the 17th? She is 16 years old. 16.
Dr. Lisa.
When I was 16.
Say her name again. You said
Lauren Heath.
Yes.
Lauren Heath is her name. She's been missing since October the 13th, 2023. She's 16 years old. Female. Her race is Black. Her complexion is light. Her height is 5'0", 5 feet, 100 pounds, Black hair color, medium length, and her eye color is brown. I want you all to listen to this. Her location last seen. Lauren was last seen on October 13th, 2023, leaving a Glendalough community on North Rocky River Road near Unionville, Indian Trail Road. She was wearing a gray hoodie and white Converse shoes. The circumstances of her disappearance is unknown. She just disappeared. So anyone with information, please contact the Monroe Police Department at area code 704-282-4700. I'm going to repeat that number for my audio podcast folks out on Spotify, Amazon. What else do I have? Amazon, Google Podcasts, all of those other platforms. I'm going to repeat the number again. Area code 704-282-4700. Or you can contact BAMFI, that is the Black and Missing Foundation Incorporation, at 877-97-BAM. MFI. Listen, let's bring Miss Heath home.
Dr. Lisa, before we go to the video, because it's actually going to play from the bottom, can we play that sneak peek again? Because I don't think everybody was even on when we played our sneak peek.
Sure, play it again.
And I think that one's kind of interesting for tonight's topic again, if you could tell everybody the topic again.
Yes. Open marriage. Yes, go ahead with the sneak peek. So how would you differentiate between love and lust?
I encountered two very old, maybe 80 years old, Caucasian women. I guess I sat on something. I had a tag on my butt. They were standing behind me, and it almost looks like you have a price tag that you're for sale.
Oh my God.
Do you mind if I take it off? And I said, oh, thank you so much. But she said, but guess what? She said, but if you are for sale, I'm buying.
You should have took one for the team.
Thanks for the offer, though.
I wouldn't sell him for $1 million.
I mean, that stuff's been happening since I was a kid. I mean, I used to live in an apartment building, and the lady on the first floor used to have sex with her Doberman Pinscher.
All right, okay.
So listen.
Oh Lord! I gotta say something.
I'll tell you the truth. I mean, we were kids. We all knew when the dog. We all knew what the dog was doing.
While the dog made noise.
Oh yeah, the
But,
dog.
no.
We got to stop.
Believe said my Dobie was safe.
Woo!
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Holy sh**.
That was the funniest TikTok. Listen, before you bring Mr. LaCon up, I need you to play the video from Mr. Phil Wade from TikTok, because it's going to set up what we're going to talk about tonight.
This message is for Will. Will, if you're out there listening, you can hear my voice. If you can hear my voice, won't you give me a ear and lend it here? Let it go. She don't want you no more. If you won't believe me, why don't you wake up, Uncle Phil? Wake up, Uncle Phil.
Probably don't work.
Jada treat you just like your daddy will. Don't let her do you like that. No. She asking people, she telling people her business. Ain't nobody even ask, ain't nobody even tap her on the shoulder and say, Jada, can you please tell me all your business right now? Me and Will ain't been together for 6 or 7. Why? Is that anybody's business? Anybody know why? Anybody would raise a hand to help me understand? Will, if you don't get out, you're gonna get stuck. You're stuck in a sunken place. I need you to rise up. I need you to change into one of them characters you be in one of your movies and fly up out of there. Do you understand what I'm saying, Will? You're in a toxic situation and you need to run. You need to run on. Cause she's trying to kill you, Will. Ain't nobody asked you about Chris Rock. Ain't nobody asked you about Tupac. But she just wanted to get a word in the grammar shop. Messing up my timeline. Nah. All of me see is Jada with a bald head looking crazy with had a slap a nigga, and you ain't even with the man. What? Refuse to get divorced, Will, if you don't run. I'ma run for you.
Oh my gosh. That is stupid.
Listen, I have to say, when I saw that, his name is Phil Wade. He's a TikToker. Hilarious. Oh my gosh. So I had to talk about, tonight, talk about this because we've been on a segment talking about relationships. And then, as you all know, Jada Pinkett Smith came out with a book. It's called Worthy. Now, I will read it for you guys, so you don't have to. I'm going to read it for you all to get the whatever she says. But tonight we're talking about open marriage. Now, I have to say, she has said, Jada Pinkett Smith said that she does not have an open marriage. But she said that she really doesn't have a marriage and that she's divorced, but that she's really not divorced. Like it's like I'm divorced, but I'm not really divorced. We don't have an open marriage, but I can be in an entangled one. I mean, it's just I can't keep up with her. So anyway, I'm gonna bring out my husband. We've been married for 25 years, and as you all know, I am not a marriage expert or anything like that. I only know based on experience, what we've been through, what I see other people go through about marriages, about open marriages. And then Sean, come on out.
I'm here.
All right. How are you tonight?
I'm blessed. God is good. God is great all the time.
Good. So we're gonna keep it clean. We're not gonna talk about no dogs tonight.
Well, it sounds like we're talking about dogs already. Sounds like we're talking about dogs and every kind of word.
And got about.
Oh yeah. This whole situation is very mendacious. It's just like, I mean, I don't understand. It's confusing. It's confusing. I mean, like I said, I don't. I'm not a person that talks about, other people, their business. I personally don't care. But, obviously it's in the public arena. So, I mean, everybody has a right to chime in if they feel like chiming in, right? So we don't know what's really going on. But if you're married, you're not naive to the issues of marriage, right? And if you're married, you just are automatically going to know that marriage is not of God. I mean, it's just, I mean, if you come from that world, I mean, we come from a world that we believe that marriage is ordained and created by God for two people, a man and a woman, to come together to have a healthy, fruitful relationship and represent the Godhead, the husband, the wife, and the children, the three, right? And so I can only speak to it from the perspective of what I know and what's instilled in me. I was raised by my grandmother and grandfather, right? And they were married till the day that they died, right? I mean, it was a healthy marriage, healthy relationship, and that's where my foundation of marriage came from, and so, if we're going to talk about the Smiths, I don't think that anybody should be using their relationship to build their marriage on, because I think I recall you saying that they kind of coined the slogan, bad marriage for life. I mean, how could you even say that out of your mouth, that we're going to have a bad marriage for life? Well, that's not a marriage, that is not a marriage. That is just, wickedness, and so you're talking about, two individuals that they need to be scrapped from the marriage book.
Right. So let's bring up the definition of open marriage. So people who may not have an idea, they may know now what that definitely means when we're talking about open marriage. So if you could bring that definition up, that would be good, Mr. Producer Man. All right, so this is according to Wikipedia. An open marriage is a marriage or relationship in which both parties agree that each may have sexual relations with others. So this is the definition. So if I say sexual relations, I'm going on the definition from Wikipedia. So we're here talking about open marriage and what exactly is an open marriage, and can it be detrimental? Can it be good for you? What is your take on open marriage? Do you agree with it? What are you opposed to it, Sean? What's your take?
There's no way in HELL that I would agree to anything that's open.
Okay, why you say that?
Because you're talking about two people that say they're married, but they're committing adultery. I mean, I mean, if you commit adultery, then you're not realistically in a marriage. You know what I mean? If you're, in other words, just because, first and foremost, I mean, people really downplay marriage these days. I mean, they think that marriage is a piece of paper that, all right, well, if we don't like each other or we have irreconcilable differences, okay, let's just tear up the paper, right? Marriage is a covenant, and these people, I mean, I'm sorry, these idiots, that are trying to define what humanity should call marriage. I mean, they're a bunch of crackheads, So, how is it that a man or a woman that really believe in God, is going to now just say, okay, well, we're just like, I'm going to just, I'm going to allow you to have sex and intertwine with other people. I mean, let's get to the root cause. I mean, if you need an open marriage, that means that you are either not satisfied with your partner. Let's deal with the Smith family. Maybe he has erectile dysfunctions. Maybe he just can't get it up no more. I mean, based upon what people have been saying and what's been out there, it seemed like she was a really freaky deaky. You know what I mean? Maybe he pee whipped her. That's why he left his first wife. I mean, who the hell knows? At the end of the day, I mean, this is some bull crap. You know what I mean? Let's call it what it really is. I mean, listen. I mean, let me share your boobies with my boys. I mean, come on now. I mean, you suck one nipple, I suck the other. No, you got one cheek, I got one cheek. I mean, come on now. I mean, come on. How much spreading that do you have to really do to get to climax? I mean, come on now. I mean, maybe he doesn't give her what we call a tintinnabulation. Okay?
Maybe he doesn't make her levitate.
Maybe he's suffering, from erectile dysfunction. Because shoot, at the end of the day, let's call it what it is. I mean, let's be really real. I mean, how is it that you're gonna give your wife permission to become a pedophile? What? I mean, give me some clarity on that one. You mean to tell me that she had to go a couple of generations downwards to get her rocks off? I mean, come on now. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, listen, I don't know the detail. I'm just saying what was put out there. You know what I'm saying? But it seems to me that, okay, he knew he gave full license for her to become a pedophile. I mean, hello. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not just a pedophile. I mean, how are you going to go sleep with your son's, sleep mate? You you're sleeping with the sleepover. I mean, come on now. I mean, come on. You got to be real sick in the mind. I'm sorry. You have to be real sick in the mind. You know what I'm saying? To really stoop that low. But like I said, maybe he's about my age. He's over that age. You know what I mean? Men at a certain age, you start to have to take a whole lot of pills in order for you to keep your rock on. Okay, let's be honest with you.
Well, I think he has enough money to buy some Viagra, or if that's
Viagra
the case.
makes most men sick. You know what I'm saying? Oh. I mean, but he does have enough money to have a prosthesis. No. I mean, hello, somebody. I'm just saying. How does
the prosthesis work? Does it always stay erect?
Pretty much, yeah. Oh! You ready like Freddy 24/7? That jammy never goes down. I'm just saying. I mean, come on. I just got.
Go back to the video though too, Dr. Lisa. You what the dude was talking about in the video. What's Jada Smith been promoting? She's been promoting a book.
Right,
so why is she like, is that why she's saying all of this stuff? Like, she talked about how Tupac was a soulmate, and how her and Will Smith wasn't even together, and Chris Rock like asked her out or something?
Well, let me tell you, I'm coming from a PR perspective. Now, some of the stuff that she's done in PR is not, but from a PR perspective, I love it. I'm telling you, I love it. I would like push it out there because at the end of the day, it's about making money. You got to make money. She did not put this book out just for it to sit on the shelf. She did not put this book out just to give it away for free. She put this book out to make money. And I think at the end of the day, this is what I think at the end of the day about her perspective about this open marriage and her going back and forth. She's very double-minded. She's divorced, but she's not really divorced. She's married, but she's not really married. I see Jada as such. Number one, she identifies herself as a mother. She identifies herself as a daughter. In the book, she identifies herself as a former crack dealer. She identifies herself as having a sexual addiction. She identifies herself as being entangled with a youth. She identifies herself as all of these things, but I have never really heard her identify herself as a wife, to the point when Will Smith assaulted Chris Rock and he said, "Keep my wife's name out your." She was surprised that Will called her wife. So if she doesn't really believe that she's a wife, I believe she believes that she's his partner, like a cop and a canine have partners. I think if she really believes that she's his partner and not his wife, you're going to have problems. Now, with him, I think he believes that she is his wife and he's the husband, but the two are just not, to me, it's just not. They're not on one accord. They're not in alignment with one another.
You know, I mean, you read his book, so you obviously know more from, what you read, because I know you shared that with me in regards, you felt that he, according to the book that his book that you read, he grew up in a Christian household. His mother and father was married, still married, whatever situation may be. I think that's what you told me. I mean, it sounded like he came up from a stable background. But here's the thing, in all fairness, with some men are just fanatics, okay? For instance, you have men that are divorced that just because they feel that they slept with a woman, that woman through sex is their wife, or they may be married and then divorced and still feel that woman is still the wife. Why are they out there cheating and sleeping with everybody that they can? Some men are just selfish, egotistical men. And maybe that could be the relationship, because at the end of the day, you're looking at, there's so many lies, and the lies change every time you hear her speak, right? And as you said, yes, she's still on a book and all that kind of stuff. So every time you hear her speak, there's another lie that she's putting out there, and he doesn't come to the forefront and defend the truth. I mean, he just says silent. It's just like I just read today some article that she's calling herself an urban nun. Like, what the hell is an urban nun? You know what I'm saying? Because she reads the Bible, the Quran, and she reads this other crazy, stupid religion that I cannot even pronounce. I mean, she's all screwed up morally in her head. You know what I mean? And so it's like, so her identity, according to what you just said, she doesn't call him, say that she's his wife, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's very obvious and clear that they don't want to be married. Okay, let's be honest. If you're spending so much time lying about your relationship, I mean, who the heck didn't know that they've been separated for almost a decade? I mean, I didn't know that. Okay, it was very obvious and very clear. I've been telling you that for years. Okay,
yes, you have been.
And so it's very obvious. I mean, only people that are so naive and stupid can't see that they are not in a committed marriage. Okay,
Mhm.
and when you're not in a committed marriage, don't let's not get it twisted. He's out there sleeping around. Okay, he ain't out there he ain't out there sleeping with animals. Okay, he ain't out there in the bathroom just with a picture of Jada and jerking off. Okay,
Okay.
he's out there sleeping around. Okay, and so at the end of the day, I mean, and according to what you just said, according to her book, she has a high sexual tolerance. So, and I mean that she like to have sex. And if he ain't there, she got to get it from somewhere. Unfortunately, it had to be the babysitter. But, but you know, who was probably babysitting her son one night, and you know, things got kind of freaky. But at the end of the day, I mean, obviously, if according to what you said, she has a high desire and need for sex. And so if the dude ain't around and he's sleeping around, let's get realistically, she's gonna end up sleeping with other people. So so only people that are really naive are not gonna see that they both sleep around. Okay. All right, they both sleep around. And if you both sleep around, then yes, you most likely have an open marriage. Okay?
Right, exactly. But she's claiming that it's not an open marriage based on, I don't know what her definition is. Like she goes back and forth. She like vacillates back and forth.
One lie today, another lie tomorrow, and all because she wants to sell books. So when you want to sell books by selling your soul, first of all, nobody needs to know what the hell is going on between their marriage. Marriage is sacred, and the world should not know what's happening in your marriage. Okay, that's between you and your husband, or you and your wife, or whatever the situation may be. And so it doesn't need to be publicized. I mean, y'all need to work that out, figure it out on your own. But at the end of the day, they don't have a marriage. It's not a marriage that's constituted by God. And so at the end of the day, they don't have any morals when it comes down to marriage. And so they need to get a divorce. But you know what? He's not going to divorce her. Okay. And you know why he's not going to divorce her? Because that Negro don't want to part with his coins. Okay. That's the bottom line here. That Negro is like, we're going to have a bad marriage for life. I ain't parting with my coins. It's cheaper to keep her. You know what I mean? You can go get all the pedophiles you want to. I'm okay with it because guess what? I'm in a whole nother house. I may be in a whole nother state or country. Okay. I don't need to see it, know it, and so on and so forth. But guess what? I want her to make her money so that she don't lean on me for my coins. Okay. But
you know what? I think for him, he's going to be, I think for him, that's an internal struggle for him. I say that because, again, I don't know him personally. I only read the book. I only know what he presents, but I think that's an internal struggle for him only because how he was brought up. And I think he's kind of torn. I mean, he's like, okay, I have this. I'm going to lose this. Put it like this. Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Is it profit over peace or peace over profit?
That's a loaded question. All depends on the side of the spectrum that you are. There's a lot of people, don't get me wrong, that he earned his money. Okay.
Right.
And he earned his money without her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can never take that away. He's a business in and of itself. He employs a lot of people. Okay. You're talking about if his wealth becomes slashed in half, a whole lot of people are going to become unemployed and lose their livelihood. Okay. There's a huge weight on his shoulder. So at the end of the day, he has to wrestle with a compromise that says, you know what? I'm not willing to destroy the lives of many people that I love and that help me get here over some pussy. Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Ring the bell. I mean, and so he's got to, when people are not on that financial status, okay, they don't understand the concept of what it is to manage that type of money, have that type of money, and the responsibility that comes with that money. Most people don't even have $1,000 in the bank. This dude is worth $350 million, okay, versus her 50. In the multimillionaire world, okay, that is $5 versus way more, 5 times that amount, okay? Let's be honest, okay? Mm-hmm. And so you got to understand, this is about dollars and cents. This is about doing the math.
Well, this is a business arrangement now.
This is a business arrangement now. But at the end of the day, one thing, if you're saying that that he came from a Christian household. He's got morals and this and all this type of stuff and so on and so forth. Maybe there is a possibility that God is dealing with them and he's torn spiritually. Okay. And if he's torn spiritually and he stays in this relationship, that woman's going to torment him. She's going to torment him to the point whereas, guess what? She's going to put all their business out. Trust me, there's going to be a part 2 of this book come out. Okay. You're only getting a fraction of what the dirt on this book. Okay. And she's just holding it out until she needs to write the second book that's going to reveal a whole lot of other stuff. And trust me, you know, if he wants to sell his soul, you know, and make his bed in hell, that's where he's going to die, you know, for the rest of his life. Somebody needs to tell him that, guess what? When a witch and a warlock come together and do hocus pocus, okay, they produce some shit. Ooh.
Oh, stop! See, there you go.
You know, I'm sorry. So we got a mixed bag. We got a mixed bag of magic and tricks and all types of. Ooh, how about to say DICK?
No, stop! No.
You know, we got a whole bag full of all types of, you know, oh Lord, the Bible calls it lasciviousness.
Yes, lasciviousness. Let's stay with that word.
So we got a whole bag here. I mean, because it's one lie after the next, after the next, after the next. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you are building your career or your life just lying, then guess what? You don't have morals, and so you can never trust anything. You can't even trust anything in her book. You can't trust nothing about her. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's what is the truth? You know what I'm saying? Okay, what is the truth? A couple of months ago on your show, you went on there and you and revealed, you know, your pedophilia. Okay, and he was like, "Well, tell the world about your indiscretions." Well, Negro, you knew about her discretion. You gave her the permission to be to operate in the indiscretions. I mean, why? What is your problem? Just because now, there was photos, you know, now your ego was busted, now your image is hurt or whatever. I mean, Negro, be a man, you know.
And so when you say be a man, what do you want him to do? What do you expect him to do? What does that look like?
First and foremost, listen, if you are not comfortable any longer with this arrangement that you made a hell of a long time ago, then know what? Be a man and sign the paper. Let her out. Okay, why are you keeping her in bondage? Okay, because it's a two-way street. He's keeping her in bondage because at the end of the day, she wants to be free to do what the hell she wants to do and not have to answer to this Negro. You know, give up the coins. Okay, you such a man, give it up. You know, let her go by her way. Split your 350 because you don't have him in a prenup. Okay, neither do you have a postnup. Split your money, let her go by her way. So guess what? You can go by your way, and you don't have to keep hiding your indiscretions. Because don't get
right, and I think that would give him peace.
Because at the end of the day, he's a hypocrite.
Think about what you say.
He's a hypocrite.
Right. So just think about like what Dave Chappelle did.
Mm-hmm.
He left $50 million on the table. He went to Africa. He stayed there for a couple of years, went to Africa, stayed there for a couple of years, came back stronger than ever, and He didn't lose his soul. He didn't.
I mean, because if you don't have any peace, and you know he didn't have any peace, because at the end of the day, you got up at the Oscars, and defended a woman that don't even know that she's your wife. Damn. Wow. That is so psychologically insane. The woman don't even acknowledge you that you're her husband, that she's your wife, and you're gonna get up there and slap a comedian in front of white America, because let's forget Black America don't give two craps, okay? But white America, to the point that you got banned from the Oscars for 10 years, Negro. If that's not a demonic spirit, if your grandmother didn't teach you anything good, okay, about how the Lord and how the spiritual life works, okay, you need to look yourself in the mirror. No, you done sold your soul, and you laying with the devil. Okay.
Ooh, oh Lord. Mm-hmm.
You laying with the devil, okay? And so at the end of the day, if you really want to, be a man, and guess what? Give her the divorce that she really wants, because now, guess what? Ooh, that woman's she gonna torment the hell out of you. She gonna put all your, guess what? But hey, the flip side of the coin, he may just be as evil as she is, and we just don't know because he in the cut just staying silent. Okay,
That's true. He could be
or
complicit as well.
Or at the end of the day, he may be so under a witchcraft spell, you know what I mean, that he is so much in bondage that he cannot see a way out. And guess what? The sad part about it, yes, because he is a business empire, giving up those coins is not an easy choice. Giving up those choices is not an easy choice. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, you know what I mean, I just think that at the end of the day, I don't know them, but because they she's putting all of this stuff out there, okay, and literally it's a negative. It's going to have a negative impact on who he is as a man, because I don't care who he is. He's no. Just because you have money, that don't mean that you're somebody. Okay.
Right.
And no one should be looking at them as being married. You cannot put them in the bag as being in a healthy marriage relationship. Anybody that idolizes them, I really pray that they take a second look at what marriage is really all about, and that's not it.
Right. Okay? All right. So, it's so interesting. We're getting ready to wrap it up because we have what time is it? Oh, okay. Yep. We have like 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. One of the things that I think that, based on, again, I don't know him, but I think one of the things that you would never see him do, I don't think you would ever see him disparage the mother of his children. I don't think he's ever going to do that. I don't think he's going to go out and say these things. Like, I just don't think he's going to do that.
You know what? And he shouldn't. I mean, right. That's not. And that I applaud him for that. He shouldn't. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the bottom line here. Okay. Don't identify your relationship as a marriage relationship. It is not. Okay. And if it's not a marriage relationship and y'all just want to be partners, then you know what? Divorce her. Give her a divorce. Let her go about the way. And then guess what? Y'all could have your little expensive rendezvous once in a while after she done finished with the young boys. No. Just make sure you have a whole lot of ED medication so that you can keep it up, because I'm sure she can go about 4 or 5 times a night with her high sex drive. And I'm sure your Jamie can't stay up for more than 30 seconds. I mean,
so all right.
You may bust a nut and be tired for the rest of the week. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Oh, sorry about that. I just gotta keep it real with people.
I know, but I don't want to get hit.
I don't know about
then I have to put in my ratings when I do my thing. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Anyway, you look so sexy, Miss White Teeth, with your nice little what's that lipstick you got on?
Oh, Pat McGrath. Obsessed.
Oh, with that Pat McGrath.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so
obsessed by Pat McGrath.
I am so into you. Can I give you a wink? And we have in our 25 years
right there.
We have, my wife and I, we have a healthy marriage. We have a great time. Trust me, we've been through it all. Okay. And God has been faithful. We have weathered every storm, and that doesn't mean there's not more storms to come, but on a good note, I love my wife.
I love my husband too.
And we have a great time. We have a blessed time. We have a lot of fun, and we have a very healthy marriage. And I'm sure that there are couples out there that have great marriages, and it's good to highlight the greatness of marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
All this stinky leg marriages. That these entertainers want to throw out there. I mean, no, keep that in your own bowl of shit. Oh,
Oh, see, there you go.
Listen.
Oh, stop.
I'm sorry. Y'all gotta get me off this show.
All right. Thank you, Miss. Look. So we have Jesse. Jesse said, "Good evening." Stop him, Lisa. I'm trying to. Yes, the language. I'm trying to.
I'm sorry.
Raquel, thank you, Raquel. She says you two are crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm trying.
You know.
All
Yeah. So
right.
I think we'll need to give her a tintinnabulation tonight.
And what's that mean?
It means when you reach the point where you hear a little ringing in your ears. You know.
What's that from?
Oh, what's that from? You should know what that's from, Miss Elevator. That's an inside joke. Tintinnabulation. You gotta get a tintinnabulation. Make my ears ring. Make my ears pop. You gotta get ladies, you gotta get yourself a tintinnabulation, man.
Oh my God. All right, well, we're getting ready to get out of here. Again, husband, thank you so very much for coming into the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. Thank you, Jesse, Raquel, Felicia, everybody that was here in the Urban Suite with me. Don't forget, we're here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in the Urban Suite, this is where you laugh, learn, cry, and grow. Molly, take us away.